Hello. How old are you? 8. Me too. Why do you wear pyjamas all day? The soldiers. They took all our clothes away. My dad's a soldier, but not the sort that takes people's clothes away. That one there, 2 there. This one. No, that one. Here. No. It's a work camp. They're in there because they're the enemy. The enemy?
All you need to know about my work here, Bruno, is that it's very important to our country.
The work your father is doing here is history in the making.
Is everything all right? We can't find Papa.
I'm a soldier. Soldiers fight wars.
That isn't war!
It's a vital part of it.
We're not supposed to be friends, Leonie. We're meant to be enemies. Dad's a good man. Of course he is.
Hello, my name is Kennedy Brown, and I will be doing a the Golden Stripe Pajamas. Setting is Germany in the year of 1946. Throughout this presentation, I will be discussing subjects of psychological concepts, which include subgroups, alienation, conflict theory, and consent. The Golden Stripe Pajamas is a film that takes place during World War II. During this time period, the Holocaust was going on. Nazis believed that they were superior. Adolf Hitler became the leader, so Adolf Hitler being a Nazi because he took his own. The Nazis believed that the Jews were less than, so placing them in concentration camps was pleasurable for them, and it led them to eliminate them by killing them in these concentration camps. My 8-year-old Bruno and his family had to leave Berlin to stay closer to the concentration camp. His dad became head commandant. Bruno was very unhappy there. He didn't bond with a lot of the other Nazi children. So one day, playing in the field, he began to picture out Bruno by the picture. One day he noticed the gate that leads to the concentration camp was open. His mother always told him to not go past those boundaries. Oblivious to that, Bruno ventures off and goes past just to wander around and see his new home. So one day, after passing the gate, he noticed a man left on both sides. So he thinks there's children over there playing. So he goes closer to the camp, where he finds our second main character, Schmal, sitting there all alone. Bruno approaches him, but behind the fence, and introduces himself. They begin having conversation within the fence and became to bond and became to be friends. This was not allowed during this time period. Nazis and Jews were not supposed to talk. Being oblivious children to these concepts, this leads me into my first psychological concept, alienation. My first sociological concept I will be discussing is alienation. Alienation is a philosophical term which is thought by all masculine people. However, Marx took this beyond that level. Alienation means feeling strange or eliminated. Bruno was a Nazi. Schmal was a Jew. The Jews were alienated by the Nazis. Nazis did not see the Jews in the same playing field. Schmal was always alienated from Bruno. When Schmal came to the house, he was cleaning the fence alienated Bruno and Schmal's friendship throughout majority of the movie. Both of those concepts represent alienation throughout the film. My second topic is conflict theory. Conflict theory states that tensions and conflicts arise when resources, status, and power are unevenly distributed between groups in society. Throughout this movie, the Nazis had the power, and the Jews were not even with the Nazis. This causes conflict. This causes conflict in society. This causes conflict with the friendship between Bruno and Schmal. Bruno was the son of a head Nazi commandant, while Schmal was a Jewish prisoner. In this time period, that was prohibited. The Nazis looked down upon Jews and felt as though they were disgusting, unworthy, and less than. Knowing that they were not supposed to be friends, their meetups, their playing was fun, but it was always stressful due to the fact that Bruno picked up on how they were not supposed to be friends later on throughout the film. In one scene, Bruno discusses with Schmal and brings it to his attention that they were not supposed to be friends. He overheard his dad talking about how Nazis and Jews are not the same. This led to the second major conflict in the film. Bruno and Schmal wanted a friendship so badly that they were willing to do anything for each other. One day at their meetups, Schmal told Bruno that his pawpaw was missing. He couldn't find his pawpaw. So Bruno and Schmal came up with a master plan that Bruno would come underneath the fence and help Schmal find his pawpaw with him. This led to Bruno and Schmal's death. The Nazi soldiers and Bruno's father, who was head commandant, were planning on the death of the Jewish prisoner. Come to find out, the day that Bruno went to go help Schmal was the day that they were decomposing the bodies of the Jewish prisoners. Moving into my third psychological concept, which will be symbols. Symbols can be an object representing another to give an entirely different meaning that is much more deeper and more significant. The first symbol I will discuss is the fence. While looking at it as just a plain old fence, it means way more than what we think a fence in our generation may be to us. The fence represents the divide between Nazis and Jews. Although Bruno and Schmal was too young to understand this concept, throughout majority of the movie, they had to communicate and play between a fence. Their friendship relied on the fence. This was very questionable to them because they never truly understood why it was like this. Moving into my third. Another key symbol in the boy in the striped pajamas are, of course, the striped pajamas. The striped pajamas identifies the Jews from the Nazis. In the concentration camp, this is how the Nazi soldiers keep track of who is who in the Jewish prisoner facility. In order for Bruno to fit in once he got underneath the gate, Schmal provided Bruno with a pair of striped pajamas. so that he can blend in with all the rest of the Jewish prisoners. Lastly, I will go into the sociological concept of deviance. In sociology, deviance describes an action or behavior that violates social norms, including a formally enacted rule, as well as informal violations of social norms. In The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, social norms were that the Nazis, of course, were the superior. Nazis are not allowed to be seen talking or friends with Jews. Throughout the entire movie, Bruno and Shamal broke their social norms. The friendship that they had was not acceptable. In the scene, Bruno begins to catch on to things. He would ask his father, well, why are the Jewish prisoners over there? His father simply said, I have a job to do. Bruno started catching on, and he knew that him and Shamal were not allowed to be friends. He told Shamal that. But that didn't break their friendship. They continued to meet up and have secret meetings all the time. They were so oblivious and so young. So their deviance wasn't negative in their eyes, but to society it was. In conclusion, I feel as though everybody should go watch The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Yes, it's an emotional roller coaster, but it makes you appreciate life so much more. If we were going through that in our generation, I would not know what to do. But as a media major, I do appreciate learning about sociological concepts. We look past things in the media without them. We may be watching a movie just to get a good laugh or watching a movie just to get a good cry or scream. But when you sit back and take all these sociological concepts, you appreciate the media in a deeper meaning. For example, the symbols in The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. We may look at the fence and the pajama as just something that, they included in the movie, but it has such a deeper meaning to it. The fence separated the Nazis from the Jews. The pajamas identified the Jews from the Nazis. Everything in media has a deeper meaning. So sit back, think about sociological concepts, and apply it to anything that you watch.